Hello friends, it's Hi-Fi Trainer. In this video, we're going to learn about Bollinger Bands. But before we go into the video, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. I've made quite a lot of videos on trading and I'll be making even more videos, so please subscribe. In this video, we're going to learn about Bollinger Bands and how to use it correctly to incorporate it into our trading. Firstly, when you open a chart with Bollinger Bands, you'll see three lines. Okay friends, to learn about these three lines, we need to first learn about the middle line. By default, the middle line is the 20-day moving average. I already made a video on moving averages, so if you didn't watch that, I recommend you to watch it, but I'm not going to go over that in this video as that's not our topic of focus today. Now the bottom line and the top line are two standard deviations. They basically check how much the stock can stretch to the positive side and how much the stock can stretch to the negative side. Be it Bollinger Bands, moving averages, vortex, VWAP, RSI, or any other indicator that you use, you need to identify the trend. Okay friends, this is very important. You need to identify the trend. The trend is your friend, so follow the trend. My advice is to not take a trade against the trend. How many ever indicators give you an opposite signal, trade with the trend. Now as you can see on my chart, there are three lines, so these are Bollinger Bands. But if you don't have Bollinger Bands on your chart, so if you don't have Bollinger Bands, click on indicators and then type in Bollinger Bands and click over here. Now Bollinger Bands are added to your chart. To change the settings of any of these tabs, just go to your settings tab, then go to style, and for upper bands I'm gonna put it as red, and for the lower bands I'll put it as green. Friends, the normal settings for Bollinger Bands are the length is 20, the source is closed, the standard deviation is 2 and the offset is 0. So don't change any of these settings. Okay, now I'll tell you the strategy in a single line. Buy at the bottom line or middle line and sell at the top line or at middle line, depending on your confidence. But friends, there's a catch to this. As I've told you, follow the trend. So check the trend in a longer time frame and come to the shorter time frame and take a trade accordingly. If the stock is in a downtrend, you have to only short, so short at the top line and buy back at the bottom line or the middle line. And friends, if the stock is in an uptrend, we have to only buy. Let's take an example to understand this further. So I'm on Hiramotoko's 1 hour chart. So Hiramotoko is in an uptrend from 15 July all the way to 21st July. So we can take a buy trade anywhere in between 15 July and 21st July. So let's go to a shorter time frame to see where we can get a trade. So friends, I'm on 15 July at Hiramotoko's 5-minute chart. So as I've told you, you have to buy at the bottom line or in the middle line and sell at the top line. So if you see here, the price retraced to the middle line. So if you were to buy over here, anywhere over here, and if you were to sell over here, let's see how much profit you'd get. So you'd get around 1% in profits on this trade. Take a look over here friends, the price broke the lower bands but ended up coming back to it. So if you were to buy anywhere here, you'd sell over here, right? Because that's where the price hits the upper band. So let's see how much profit you'd get on this trade. In this trade you'd get 1.7% in profits. On the same day the price retraced back to the middle line again. So if you were to buy somewhere here, you'd sell right here, right? Because that's where it hits the upper band. So let's see how much profit you'd get on this trade. So on this trade you'd get around 0.25% in profit. Now if you were to take a trade, where would your stop loss be? Well, your stop loss would be if the price crossed back below the middle line or the lower bands, depending on how confident you are. Take a look at this trade. The share went below the lower band, so if you were to buy here, are you gonna sell over here because the close is below the middle line? Well, it's your wish, but generally if I buy at the lower bands, my stop loss would be below the lower bands, and if I buy at the middle line, my stop loss would be below the middle line. So on this trade, if you didn't sell anywhere here, you'd actually get profits at the end of the day. Friends, we should never take a trade based on only one indicator, so we should look at other factors such as other indicators and volume in order to take a trade. This is Apple's daily chart. So if you take a look here, the overall trend is in an uptrend, right? Now we have to go to a smaller time frame and take a trade. So friends, take a look here. The price hit the lower Bollinger band, so if you were to buy here, our stop loss would be under the lower Bollinger band, so somewhere here. Our target would be at the upper band, so our target somewhere here. So our target got hit at this candle, so let's see how much profit we'd get on this trade. So on this trade we'd get around 1.25% in profits. Okay friends, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you like this video. If you like this video and like the trading related content that I'm sharing, then please subscribe.